Hello friends, in this video we'll be discussing inverse Laplace transform convolution theorem problem number 7. Welcome back friends. Let us discuss the 7th example of convolution theorem, that is 1 upon s minus 2 raised to 4 into s plus 3. Again the logic will be same. We need to divide this into two parts. That the first part is, let's say phi 1s and phi 2s. Here we have an option. Let's say first of all, phi 1s I am taking s minus 2 raised to 4, and phi 2s we are taking s plus 3, and in our case, alternate case, it will be swapped. Means here I am going to consider this, and here it is s minus 2 raised to 4. Obviously you can go ahead with any one, but let us check which one is convenient. First of all, please tell me what will be the Laplace inverse of this. Direct, we don't have any direct formula for this. If you're thinking that is there any direct formula in the list, there is no direct formula for this particular expression. What it is shifting, minus 2 shifting. What will come out? E raised to 2t will come out, because this is shifting. If you forget about the shifting, you will be left with 1 upon s raised to 4 and 1 upon s raised to 4. What is the Laplace inverse? Direct formula. Reduce 1, that is t cube upon 3 factorial. And this is simple, e raised to minus 3t. Suppose if we consider phi 1s as 1 upon s plus 3, it will be f1t is equal to e raised to minus 3t, f2t is equal to this term, that is e raised to 2t into t cube upon 3 factorial. Now friends, tell me, look at this and tell me which is more convenient. Obviously both are right. You can go ahead with any one, but which is convenient? This is my question. See what we do. In the first function we replace in place of t u, and in the second function we replace with the t minus u. So just have a look here. If you replace t with u, so this will become e raised to 2u u cube upon 3 factorial, and here if you replace t with t minus u, it will become e raised to minus 3 t minus u. Right? Let me write it down. By CT, I am going to write down both the possibilities for you, this case as well as this case. Laplace inverse of phi of s, assuming my given function is phi of s, integration 0 to t. In the first function we're going to replace t with u. In the second function we're going to replace t with a t minus u. So this is one option that you have. Or what is the next option? This one. In this function I'm going to replace t with u. So this actually I'm not going to do, so therefore I'm writing on roughly 0 to t e raised to minus 3u into, here I'm going to replace t with the t minus u, therefore it will be 2 t minus u the whole cube upon 3 factorial into du. Now you yourself check which one is more convenient, which one is looking good, or which one is easy to integrate, this one or this one. Obviously the first one, because see here this term t minus u the whole cube, that will make your life difficult, and this is much simpler to integrate. So if you compare, this one is simpler to integrate, therefore I'll go ahead with this. So what's the conclusion from the whole story? The conclusion is, whichever is the complicated term, in that term, see here, whichever is the complicated, this one is complicated as compared to this is complicated. In that term, in place of t put u, and in the second term which is simpler, in place of t put t minus u, so that your life will be simple. What I said, pause this video, go back, and whatever I said, make a note of it. Whichever is the complicated term, in that term, in place of t replace u, and which is simple, then replace t with t minus u, so that your resultant integration becomes simple. I'm not going to solve this, I'm just going to solve this. 1 upon 3 factorial, obviously it's a constant, will come out. This is e raised to 2u u cube. Next, if you open, this is e raised to minus 3t into e raised to 3u du. See here, e raised to minus 3t, and if you open this minus minus will become plus, and this will be 3u. What next? This is 1 upon 6, 0 to t. Obviously, again the same logic, we are integrating with respect to u, that means t is constant. Therefore, this term is a constant that will come out of integration. Inside it is a u cube, e raised to 2u, e raised to 3u will become e raised to 5u into du. Now how to integrate? Please tell me. It's one of the simplest integration, u into v rule, and we know the rule, right? What is u v rule? U as it is, integration of this, derivative of this, integration of this, derivative of this, integration of this, and so on. Explained you several number of times. And u and v will be decided based on Lie. This is u, this is v, log inverse algebraic trigonometric exponential. U as it is, that means this u cube as it is, see here, u as it is. Second term integration, e raised to 5u integration, we know e raised to 5u upon 5, minus, alternate plus minus, plus minus plus and so on, minus derivative of this term. See, derivative, u cube derivative is 3u square, integration of this term, see here, e raised to 5u upon, in the denominator we have already 5. If you integrate this, e raised to 5u, again in the denominator you will get 5. This 5, and after integrating we'll get again 5, that is 5 square, that is 25, plus derivative of this term 6u, integration of this term e raised to 5u upon one more 5, 25 into 5, 125, minus derivative of this term 6, integration of this term e raised to 5u upon 625. No need to go ahead because its derivative will be 0. Let us put the limits. Upper limit minus lower limit. In place of u, I am going to put t. If we put t here, this will be t cube e raised to 5t upon 5 minus, let us put t here, 3t square e raised to 5t upon 25. Next, plus, let us put here in this term, let's do one thing, let's write down this term here. This will be minus 6, this is plus minus plus and minus, integration of this term e raised to 5u upon 625. No need to go ahead, 0 to t. It's derivative of this term, integration of this term. T we substituted in this term, now we're going to put here 6t e raised to 5t upon 125. Next, minus 6 e raised to 5t upon 625. Upper limit done, minus I am going to put lower limit, that is 0. If we put 0, this term will be 0. Why? Because in place of u, I am going to put 0. So 0 into anything 0, 0 into anything 0, 0 into anything 0, will be left with only the last term, that is minus 6. This minus 6, if we put in place of u as 0, this will become e raised to 0. And what is e raised to 0? 1. So 1 upon 625. We're done with it, but if you still want, you can keep the result as it is, or you can take e raised to 5t common. See, it's common in all the terms except this term. Let us take e raised to 5t common. If we take e raised to 5t common, inside here will be left with t cube upon 5. Here it is minus 3t square upon 25, 60 upon 125, minus 6 upon 625, and here actually it is plus, minus minus plus. See, taking common means dividing. Here we taking e raised to 5t common, that means we are dividing each and every term by e raised to 5t. So if you divide by e raised to 5t, e raised to 5t, 5t cancel, there is no e raised to 5t. This will be cancelled, this will be cancelled, this will be cancelled, and Here also, because we are taking e raised to 5t common from all the terms, therefore we're going to divide e raised to 5t to this term also. But here there is no e raised to 5t in the numerator. That will go in the numerator, and that will become e raised to minus 5t. Did you understand? We'll divide e raised to 5t by 2 each and every term because we're taking common. This will be cancelled, this will be cancelled, cancelled, cancelled. Here there is no in the numerator, e raised to 5t in the denominator, that will go up and that will become e raised to minus 5t. So this is your required solution for the problem 1 upon s minus 2 raised to 4 into s plus 3. Hope you understood. Practice well. We're done with it. Thank you.